Hi, this is Cian Toomey again for EC5104 Applied Portfolio Management for week 3. So just a couple of things to highlight this week. I suppose the first thing before we get started is that I will be putting up the group names for the project. As I said before, the project in this particular module is probably the key part of the continuous assessment. And what we're going to be doing tomorrow is quickly looking at that project in terms of the guidelines, specifications, so that you can all understand what's going to be required of you. Again, as I said already, it's a group project, so that means that you will set up both, I would say, certainly virtual teams, but also possible meet in person if that is suitable for the people involved. So, in addition to that, we're going to look at the next topic. In fact, it's the next chapter in the Bodhi book called Index Models, and in particular we're going to be looking at an issue called the single index model, and to see how that, I suppose, builds on and is a slightly more refined version of the Markowitz mean variance capital market model that we looked at last week. And we'll see why we're using the single index model in terms of the efficient calculations of the component parts. And then we're going to be looking at applying the single index model in various contexts, estimating it, and how you use it in a portfolio context. So the single index model is probably the first kind of real new material that some of you will have come across. So it is definitely worth looking at. In the context of the module, the single index model material will be very relevant for the 10% in-class, as it were, test in a few weeks' time. In addition, just a couple of other things I suppose I want to draw your attention to. Many of you probably already know that today is the NUI Galway Graduate Fair. So again, I'm sure many of you already signed up for that. And make sure that you just, I suppose, at least get the basic information about deadlines and application procedures for any particular job you might be interested in. But I do want to stress again that the graduate fair and these graduate round of jobs is actually only a minority of the kind of opportunities that are available in finance, particularly that many companies hire separately to this process. And then just on a slightly tangential note, today is also an important day in the world of economics. It's the Sverige Riks Prize, or better known as the Nobel Prize in Economics ceremony, effectively starts today with the announcement of the winner or winners. So it'll be interesting to see what area of economics or finance is being rewarded this year. Last year it was to do with experiments in economics and random testing of people in terms of kind of like an experimental economics side. In previous years, obviously, we've had people like Robert Shiller win and Eugene Fama win from the finance world, and as well as Scholes and Merton and people like that. So it'll be interesting to see if the prize goes to anybody in an area that's relevant to this particular module, or indeed international finance more generally. So that's it for today. So as you can see behind me, it's not a bad day, but a typical Irish weather coming in here in Galway. Okay, so thanks again, and we'll chat to you tomorrow. Bye.